The Cider House Rules, Film versus Book. The Cider House Rules follows Homer Wells, who grows up in a Maine orphanage, taught medicine by his mentor, Dr. Wilbur Larch, and Homer's journey leaving the orphanage in the 1940s during World War II. What most filmgoers remember about the 1909 movie was the controversial subtopic of abortion. Here, nearly 25 years later, the topic is still with us in the news. John Irving was born in Exeter, New Hampshire in 1942. His first novel, Setting Free the Bears, was published in 1968 when he was 26. He has been nominated for National Book Awards 3 times, winning once, in 1980 for his novel The World According to Garp, a 1982 film starring Robin Williams as a serious writer and wrestling coach. Irving competed as a wrestler for 26 years and coached wrestling until he was 47. Irving won the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay for The Cider House Rules, which was based upon his novel, first published in 1985. He briefly appeared as the station master in the film. In My Book Business, 1999, John Irving tells the issues raised when writing the screenplay for Cider House Rules. He tells of the endless script changes, internal conflicts, and other production delays. In addition, he included an account of his grandfather, Dr. Frederick C. Irving, a renowned obstetrician, and the history of abortion politics in the United States. John Irving's research found that when abortions were illegal, a woman would be more likely to find a physician to perform a safe abortion in an orphanage hospital. These physicians know what happens to abandoned children given up for adoption. As a result, he made Dr. Larch, an orphanage doctor, an abortionist. Cider House Rules is a 560-page book. It was pared down to a 2-hour film by eliminating most of the last 15 years told in the original book. The film ends when Wally returns from the war. Homer returns to the St. Cloud orphanage, 15 months from when he first left. In the book, he stays on the apple farm an additional 15 years before returning to St. Cloud. 2 central characters in the book are left out of the film. There is no Angel, son of Homer and Candy, secretly delivered by Dr. Larch. And there is no Melanie, an older girl Homer met in the orphanage. In the book, she elicits Homer a promise from him never to leave her, but he does. Melanie leaves the orphanage in search of Homer. This sets her onto a different path, a 15-year journey of an orphan girl. The original director, Philip Borsels, wanted the abortion theme highlighted with very graphic scenes in the film. He also wanted Paul Newman to portray Dr. Larch. However, during the production, Philip Borsels dies suddenly and is replaced in succession 3 other directors, numerous actors, and rewrites of the script. At one point, Max van Sydow and Matthew Broderick were cast in the title roles. Later, Leonardo DiCaprio turned down the role before his best friend Tobey Maguire accepted. Liv Tyler and Tori Spelling were considered to play the Candy Kendall role. In addition, Monica Potter claimed she was set to play Candy, only she rejected Miramax founder Harvey Weinstein's advances 3 different times. Ultimately, the film was directed by Lasse Hallström, a Swedish film director, first known for directing almost all the music videos by the pop group ABBA. His first notable English success was What's Eating Gilbert's Grape 1993, starring Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio. Hallstrom was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Director for The Cider House Rules. There were 13 years production delays before Miramax Films released the film in 1999. Miramax toned down the abortion theme, focused on the story of Homer's journey from and back to St. Cloud's orphanage. Miramax Films was more concerned that the film would be rated PG-13 to allow a wider audience with young viewers. Despite the story's subject matter, Miramax was able to achieve a PG-13 rating for the film only by re-editing just one scene. First shown at the Toronto Film Festival before its nationwide theatrical release, Charlize Theron as Candy lying prone on the bed showing her bare butt. A bare breast topless exposure for a lingering 5 seconds was deleted, overlaid with alternative clips. The film was profitable at the box office. It was budgeted for $24 million and made $88.5 million at the box office. In the Rotten Tomatoes website, critical consensus reads, "The Cider House Rules derives affecting drama from wonderful performances, lovely visuals, and an old-fashioned feel." Chris Docker, March 2000. Sentimental but well-told, visually beautiful and enjoyable story of an orphanage and the moral dilemmas of abortion, exploring emotional issues from leaving home and fatherhood to first love, self-discovery, and burdens of responsibility. Sometimes you have to break the rules to make things right. The film was profitable at the box office. It was budgeted for $24 million and made $88.5 million. Much of the film's success was attributed to director Lasse Hallström's allowing the actors to play his/her role, blending with the others in the cast. Stephanie Zacharek from Salon.com says, "The picture moves with a grace and clarity that never wobbles in predictability, and no one in the ensemble of actors ever missteps. There's nothing overdone or overwrought." Michael Caine won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Dr. Larch. Interestingly, this was only his second Academy Award he has won, the other also supporting actor in 1986, Hannah and Her Sisters. Caine, born Maurice Joseph Micklewhite, born in 1933, has appeared in more than 160 films in a career spanning 7 decades. He was knighted in 2000 by Queen Elizabeth II, accepting the award as Micklewhite in memory of his father. Dr. Larch, as headmaster of the St. Cloud Orphanage, witnessed many unwanted children and deaths from backstreet abortion. He starts an illegal but safe abortion clinic at the orphanage. In both the book and the film, Dr. Larch is an ether addict. In the book, Dr. Larch is abstinent after a sexual experience with a prostitute that left him with gonorrhea. He is using the ether to dull the pain associated with the disease. In the film, it's implied that his work has left him a deeply sad and troubled man.
Fuzz? If the little ones want to know what happened, tell them that Fuzzy was adopted.
Turning to ether. Dr. Larch is shown less menacing by reading the boys' Charles Dickens novels, comparing life in his orphanage to Dickens' times.
Good night, you princes of Maine, you kings of New England.
Good night, you princes of Maine, you kings of New England, may come from the book of Micah 3:1. Hear, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Dr. Larch, arguing with Homer, his anointed successor and protagonist.
Homer, if you expect people to be responsible for their children, you have to give them the right to decide whether or not to have children. Wouldn't you agree?
How about expecting people to be responsible enough to control themselves to begin with?
How about this child? You expect her to be responsible?
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about adults. You know who I mean. What?
It's just a marvel to me that you still have such high expectations of people.
I'm happy I amuse you.
Look at it this way. What choice does Buster have? What are his options? Nobody will ever adopt him.
Look at it this way. Buster and I are sitting here right beside you. We could have ended up in the incinerator.
Happy to be alive under any circumstances.
Tobias Toby Maguire, born 1975, an actor and film producer. For Cider House Rules, his leading roles included Pleasantville, 1998, and Ride with the Devil, 1999. Here, in his version of To Be or Not to Be.
Someone else will decide and choose and do things for me.
What are you talking about?
Being aborted or being an orphan for adoption.
Maybe I won't be that lucky. And it's not my fault. It's not your fault. And that's just it. Someone's gonna get hurt, and it's no one's fault.
In the 2000s, he was both an actor and producer in works such as Seabiscuit 2003 and The Great Gatsby 2013. He is best known for playing Spider-Man Trilogy 2002 to 2007, reprised in 2021 Spider-Man's No Way Home. Sam Raimi picked Toby for Spider-Man after seeing Cider House Rules. Charlie Theron, born in South Africa in 1975, came into prominence in The Devil's Advocate 1997 and Mighty Joe Young 1998 before the Cider House Rules. In 2000, her career took off as an actress and often producer of hits including Monster 2003, Snow White and the Huntsman 2012, Prometheus 2012, Mad Max Fury Road 2015, The Fate of the Furious 2019, Atomic Blonde 2019. Here, Charlie as Candy reveals her aggressive side.
It's glass. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Give me your hand.
Charlie didn't get along with Toby during the filming of Cider House Rules. Toby and I had a bit of a rough time. I mean, we're good now. It was a difficult movie. She said she picked up important acting skills from the experience. Paul Stephen Rudd, born in 1969, is an American actor. In 2021, he was named People's Magazine Sexiest Man Alive. His films include Clueless, 1995, Halloween, 1995, Romeo plus Juliet, 1996. Later, he hit it big as the Ant-Man, 2015, 2018, and 2023. This scene incorporates the excitement of Wall-E and the worrisome of Candy.
China. Here's India. It's a 7-hour round-trip flight. It's called the Burma Run. And this part's called flying over the hump. These are the Himalayas.
How high do you fly there?
Well, I have to fly 15,000 feet within the first 35 minutes. Otherwise, I won't make it over the first mountain. It's got the worst air currents in the world.
It's dangerous, huh?
Yeah, actually, I volunteered.
Did you really?
John Irving's biological father, whom he never met, had been a pilot in the Army Air Forces, and during World War II was shot down over Burma in July 1943, but survived. Delroy George Lindo, born in 1952, is an English-American actor. He is the recipient of such accolades as a NAACP Image Award, Tony Awards, Critics' Choice Television Awards, and Screen Actors Guild Award. Lindo plays Arthur as leader of the migrant apple pickers, bringing solidarity and authority to the role.
Throwing this whole batch of cider? You know I can't have that. You apple finish, boy! It ain't worth it, man. Jack. Shut up, Peaches. What you want?
Stop it!
What you want? Back off, Jack! What you want? They say you don't want to be in no kind of nice business with me.
Erica Abbey Wright, known as Erica Badu, born 1971, is known more as a singer-songwriter, record producer than actress. Badu rose to prominence in the late 1990s. Her singing voice has been compared to jazz singer Billie Holiday. Rose says very little in this scene, but her facial and body expressions says it all.
Does he know? Rose, if you don't want to have this baby, Homer and I will take you to a place. It's safe. He knows this.
I can't go nowhere.
Why? Rose, listen to me. You can tell me.
No.
It's okay.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Rose.
Boo, I'm gonna be up top, okay?
After Homer discovers Rose has been impregnated by her own father,
Ain't that right, Homer? Now, my daughter done told you and I done told you. This ain't your business. This ain't none of your business. You even know what your business is, Homer? Do you? Come on, man, what is your business?
I'm in the doctor business. I can help. That's all I'm saying. I can help.
he now understands why he cannot deny any woman in need wanting the procedure. To underscore its significance, one scene is essentially repeated near the end of the film.
Please don't smoke in bed.
We already heard that one, Homer.
2, please don't operate the grinder or press if you've been drinking. 3, please don't go up to the roof to eat your lunch.
Oh, now that's the best place to eat lunch.
4, please, even if you are very hot, do not go up to the roof to sleep.
What do they think? Go up to the roof to sleep? They must think we're crazy.
They think we dumb niggas, so we need some dumb rules, is what they think.
This is the last one. There should be no going up on the roof at night.
Now, why don't they just say, don't go up on the roof?
Well, someone who don't live here made those rules. These rules ain't for us. We the ones supposed to make our own rules. And we do. Every single day. Ain't that right, Homer?
That's right.
Homer, why don't you burn them rules in the stove?
Here, Homer realizes people may not always follow rules made by others. Homer returns to the St. Cloud orphanage, glances between Homer and Mary Agnes as a possible future, but perhaps a tribute to Melanie, who was in the book but not in the film. John Irving said he missed having Melanie in the film. Homer gives an orphan the seashell Candy gave him, giving up one world for another.
I felt like one in a dream. The remembrance of my old life is fraught with so much want of hope. Whether it lasted for a year or more or
He
less,
now
I do not
knows
know.
what his use in the world
I only
is.
know that it was and ceased to be.
Homer's first night back at the orphanage repeats Dr. Large's idiom. Good night, you princes of Maine, you kings of New England. Homer Wells will belong to St. Cloud's forever. Trying to locate where St. Cloud Orphanage and Ocean View Apple Farm in Maine was rather difficult, since both places are fictional. Making it even more difficult is that much of the location filmings were done outside of Maine. Stand-in for St. Cloud were two different buildings located in Lenox, Massachusetts. The exterior was the Ventfort Hall Mansion, and the interior was inspired by Northampton State Mental Hospital. The Ocean View Apple Farm is in Dummerston, Vermont, quite a distance from the eastern seaboard of Maine. The St. Cloud rail station stop was filmed in Bellow Falls, Vermont, and the drive-in movie theater is in Hinsdale, New Hampshire. Filmed in Maine is the beach scene on Sand Island near Arcadia National Park and the lobster scenes in Thurston Lobster Pond, Bernard, Maine. Doing a little detective work, my best guess of the locations. St. Cloud Orphanage must be near Millinocket, Maine, an old historic timber and recreational town with supporting rail stop. It had money to build in 1906 the Great Northern Hotel. The small community had wealthy patrons who could support an orphanage in the mid-1900s. Easier to speculate is the location of Ocean View Apple Farm. It would be near Ellsworth, an apple-growing area facing Bar Harbor, near the location sites in the film Sand Beach and Thurston Lobster Pond. Easier to speculate is the location of Ocean View Apple Farm. It would be near Ellsworth, an apple-growing area facing Bar Harbor, near the location sites in the film Sand Beach and Thurston Lobster Pond. In the 1930s, there were around 144,000 children in U.S. orphanages and another 249,000 in alternative foster care, totaling 493,000. In 2021, in spite of the population growth, the total orphans dropped to 390,000. We can only surmise if there will be more orphans in the future as abortions become difficult to obtain, as in the 1930s. Statistics show that more than 60% of children adopted are under 5 years of age. Most are infants 2 years or younger. About 22% of all orphans are not adopted before 18 when they are aged out. Most will face a difficult time adjusting to today's society. Statistics show that more than 60% of children adopted are under 5 years of age. Most are infants 2 years or younger. About 22% of all orphans are not adopted before 18 when they are aged out. Most will face a difficult time adjusting to today's society. For example, close to one-fifth of the prison population in the U.S. is comprised of former foster children, and about 70% of youth who exit foster care as legal adults are arrested at least once by age 26.